Hi there. I just wanted to talk about the Edison gene. When I found out about it, I was really fascinated, and I'm really excited because I just got this book in the mail today that I ordered. The Edison gene, ADHD, and the Gift of the Hunter Child by Tom Hartman. And yeah, I just got it today, and I've been reading quite a bit of it, and it's just packed with like a whole bunch of really good information. It's very informative, and the main thing that what I really like about it is it really it really just it it shines a new light, I think, on ADD and ADHD because I think in our society it's really has a really negative thing to connotation to it, and like at least 2 out of the 3 of my kids have ADHD. Like they're undiagnosed because I'm not gonna put that label on them. I don't want to put that label on them, but definitely outlines some of the characteristics. And yeah, I was like, well, that's definitely spot on with at least my oldest daughter. Definitely, a lot of those traits. She's my oldest, so I think I can see those traits like better because she's older. They're more developed, I guess. But anyway, I guess the people who have the Edison gene, uh, like, are usually people who have ADD and ADHD, or ADHD. So mainly they are extremely distractible, very impulsive, and risk taking. They take a lot of risk taking, I guess. Those are the 3 really main things that I guess describe them in that kind of sense. But if you look at the hunter's gene came from hunters and gatherers, and if you look at how hunters and gatherers lived, you'll see that those things are definitely an asset to living as a hunter gatherer. They wouldn't have survived like without those characteristics. Distractibility. Well, okay, and I guess on the flip side of it, they're extremely important for hunters, but those characteristics, like, they actually culled those characteristics, and actually I guess the actual hunter's gene out of humanity when they became farmers. So it's like the hunters versus farmers kind of thing. So distractibility, for a hunter, really important, because if you're sitting in the forest or doing whatever, something you see, like something in the corner of your eye, you're gonna need to notice that, because number one, it could be a deer, it could be a rabbit, that's food. Number two, could be a tiger, could be a bear, your food. You know what I mean? So those things, those are very important. Well, that thing right there is extremely important for a hunter, but for a farmer, those things that is actually, it's the opposite. It's harmful to being a farmer, having that high distractibility, because, like, I guess there's certain times of the month and the year where, like, you need to get your crops in. You gotta do it. You gotta have a plan. You gotta be consistent. You gotta stay on task, kind of thing. And if you're getting distracted by every bunny that hops by or whatever, and investigating it, then you're gonna miss a very crucial time for your planting. And then also the other one, impulsivity. Like, if you're a hunter, you have to be impulsive, because, like, say you're chasing a bunny for food, and then all of a sudden you're running through the forest chasing this bunny, and then all of a sudden you see a deer. You need to make, like, an instant decision. Are you going to continue, like, chasing that bunny, or are you gonna go for the deer? You gotta be like making these snap decisions, just like instantly kind of thing. But for a farmer, you need to like impulsivity is definitely like they need to have a plan. They need to have it well thought out, because they like it's a plan. Having a garden, you need to plan where you're gonna put things, when you're gonna plant things, like the watering cycle. Is it on a hill? Is it not? You know what I mean? You gotta just take everything into account, and it's this long thought out process, which I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying they're definitely different. And then the risk taking, like for a hunter, you have to be able to take risks and stuff. And actually, what he points out in that book is actually it is a need. They feel this need to take risks, and they have to feel that need because to encourage them to go out and hunt. Like that's the risk taking is like they feel that risk taking need. It's like an urge, like they need to do that. So, and that drives them out to hunt to get food. And I found that really interesting. But for a farmer, risk taking is not a good idea. If you've planted grain one year and it works out well, you shouldn't take a risk and try to plant so like a whole field of dandelions or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just risk take. You got to play it safe. With a farmer when you're a farmer and stuff. Let's see. The new it's coming, like the hunter's gene is coming back, and it's being labeled as ADD, ADHD, and because we're in this kind of society that I think loves to just slap a label on everything and put everything into a little neat box. There it is. I guess maybe that's what I'm doing though, labeling ADHD as the hunter's gene. But anyway, that's a little off topic. Why is it coming back? Why is it coming back? We are obviously not living like hunters or gatherers. Why is Mother Earth slash, I guess whatever the powers that be or whatever. I think it's a lot to do with Mother Earth, because I know that she is sentient and anticipating something. So I think that is definitely a key thing to look for. She's anticipating something, so I think we should be anticipating something as well. So what are the benefits, I think? What are the gifts, I guess, of the hunter child? And I would say, let's see, the risk taking, we're obviously, this world obviously needs a drastic change, and fast. Risk taking is essential for changing, for dramatic change quickly. You have to be able to take risks. You can't do what's always been done, what's worked before. You can't do that. You have to try stuff that's new. And if you fail, you gotta keep trying and everything, stuff like that. So I think that risk taking is so essential. Let's see, the other one, risk taking, and impulsivity. This I didn't get this from the book. I got this from me when I was reading the book. I think the impulsivity is I think that more and more people are becoming more centered in their hearts, so they're becoming more in tune with the cosmic flow of things, and I think the being impulsive, I think you act before you think. Sometimes, actually, if you act before you think, sometimes it's actually a good thing. As I know, I tell my kids, you just weren't thinking and stuff like that. But if you're in the cosmic flow and you act before you think, where am I going with that? You act before you think, and it works out. It works out better, because I find sometimes you talk yourself out of things, your brain rationalizes yourself out of these things sometimes, when actually you need to be doing these things. If it's your first, you go with your instinct, go with your intuition, and I think that's what that impulsivity really kind of brings out sometimes is your intuition. And it's, if you're impulsive and you are centered, like being centered and being impulsive can be a really good thing. I guess maybe being not centered and being impulsive can be a negative thing, but if you're centered and you act before you let your brain talk you out of it, then I think good things can come of that. I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to do part 2 of this video.